Hello guys! In this video, you'll learn about Overview MySQL Database. Introduction. This diagram illustrates the overall architecture and data flow for integrating a MySQL database with Salesforce using the SKYVVA Agent bridge. The SKYVVA Agent acts as the middleware that securely transfers data between the database and Salesforce. Step 1. MySQL Database Server. Let's begin with the MySQL Database Server. This is the source system where all business data is stored. MySQL is an open-source relational database that stores structured information such as customer records, products, orders, invoices, and other business data. MySQL provides reliable data storage with ACID compliance, ensuring that transactions are processed accurately and consistently. It stores and manages structured data that can be queried whenever needed for business operations or system integration. At this stage, the data remains in the MySQL database until the SKYVVA agent requests it for integration. Step 2. Read and retrieve data. Once the integration starts, the SKYVVA agent securely connects to the MySQL database. It reads or retrieves only the data required for the integration. This retrieval can occur automatically based on a schedule, when triggered by a business event, or through a manual execution depending on the integration configuration. During this step, the database itself is not modified. The SKYVVA agent simply extracts the required records so they can be processed in the next stage. Step 3. SKYVVA Agent Bridge. After retrieving the data, the SKYVVA agent acts as the bridge between MySQL and Salesforce. This is where the main integration processing takes place. The agent transforms the source data into the format expected by Salesforce. It maps database fields to Salesforce objects, converts data types when necessary, applies business rules, and validates the data before sending it. In addition, the SKYVVA agent continuously monitors the integration process, records execution logs, and handles any errors to ensure secure, reliable, and efficient data transfer. Step 4. Send data to Salesforce. Once the data has been successfully transformed and validated, the SKYVVA agent sends it to Salesforce through the Salesforce API. The communication is secure and uses the configured authentication method. The agent efficiently transfers the processed records and ensures that each request is delivered successfully. If any issues occur during transmission, the SKYVVA agent records the error, generates detailed logs, and can retry or report the failed transaction based on the configured integration settings. Step 5. Salesforce. Salesforce receives the incoming data from the SKYVVA agent through its API. Based on the integration configuration, Salesforce creates new records or updates existing ones. For example, it can create or update accounts, contacts, products, opportunities, or any standard or custom Salesforce objects. Once the records are successfully saved, they become immediately available for Salesforce users, automation processes, reports, dashboards, and other business operations. Step 6. Overall process summary. To summarize the complete process, the MySQL database serves as the source system where business data is stored. The SKYVVA agent securely retrieves that data, transforms it according to the configured mapping and business rules, and delivers it to Salesforce through the Salesforce API. Finally, Salesforce stores the data as business records, making it immediately available for users and business operations. This automated integration eliminates manual data entry, improves data accuracy, and ensures reliable synchronization between the MySQL database and Salesforce. Now, let's look at the core processing scenarios. This diagram illustrates the 5 main ways SKYVVA agent integrates a MySQL database with Salesforce. Depending on the business requirement, SKYVVA agent can move data into Salesforce, extract data from Salesforce, execute database logic, or synchronize changes between the two systems in real time. Scenario 1. Inbound processing, MySQL database, Salesforce. Let's begin with inbound processing. In this scenario, the MySQL database acts as the source system. SKYVVA agent connects to the database and reads or extracts the required records. After retrieving the data, the agent transforms and maps it according to the configured integration rules. This may include converting data formats, mapping database columns to Salesforce fields, and applying business logic. Once the data has been prepared, SKYVVA Agent sends it securely to Salesforce through the Salesforce APIs, where new records are created or existing records are updated. This scenario is commonly used for data migration, scheduled synchronization, and importing business data into Salesforce. Scenario 2, outbound processing, Salesforce, MySQL Database. The second scenario is outbound processing. Here, Salesforce becomes the source system, while the MySQL database is the destination. SKYVVA Agent queries or extracts data from Salesforce using SOQL or Salesforce APIs. The retrieved data is then transformed and mapped to match the MySQL database structure. Finally, SKYVVA Agent writes the data into MySQL by performing insert, update, or upsert operations. This scenario is commonly used for reporting databases, backup systems, data warehousing, analytics, and replicating Salesforce data into external systems. Scenario 3, stored procedure. Salesforce calls MySQL stored procedure. In Scenario 3, Salesforce acts as the client application. Salesforce sends a request through SKYVVA Agent to execute a stored procedure in the MySQL database. SKYVVA Agent passes any required input parameters and invokes the stored procedure. The MySQL database executes the business logic and returns the result or output to SKYVVA Agent. The agent then sends the response back to Salesforce, where it can be processed through the response interface in the SKYVVA inbound processing flow. This approach is useful for real-time data lookups, complex calculations, validations, and executing database business logic without exposing the database directly to Salesforce. Scenario 4, Database Change Data Capture, CDC, Salesforce. The fourth scenario is Database Change Data Capture, or CDC. Instead of repeatedly reading the entire database, SKYVVA Agent monitors the MySQL binary log, also known as the bin log, which records database changes such as insert, update, and delete operations. SKYVVA Agent continuously reads these change events and captures only the modified records. It then transforms the data if necessary and sends the changes directly to Salesforce, keeping both systems synchronized in near real time. Because only changed records are transferred, this approach improves performance, reduces system load, and enables efficient real-time synchronization. Scenario 5, Salesforce Change Data Capture, CDC, MySQL Database. In the final scenario, Salesforce becomes the source of the data changes. Salesforce Change Data Capture, CDC, publishes change events whenever records are inserted, updated, or deleted. SKYVVA Agent subscribes to these change events, transforms and maps the data according to the configured integration rules, and writes the changes into the MySQL database using the appropriate database operations. This enables real-time or near real-time synchronization from Salesforce to MySQL while transferring only the changed records, making the integration efficient and scalable. Now, let's see how the complete integration works. This diagram shows the end-to-end integration process between the MySQL database and Salesforce, with SKYVVA Agent acting as the bridge. It supports both inbound integration, where data moves from MySQL to Salesforce, and outbound integration, where data moves from Salesforce back to MySQL. Step 1. Business data in MySQL. The integration begins with the MySQL database. This is where business data such as customer information, products, orders, invoices, and other business records are stored. MySQL organizes the data into tables, views, functions, and stored procedures, making it available for business applications and integrations. At this stage, MySQL acts as the source system for inbound integration, holding the business data until the SKYVVA Agent retrieves it. Step 2. SKYVVA Agent reads or captures data. Next, SKYVVA Agent securely connects to the MySQL database. The agent can retrieve data in several ways: reading database tables, querying database views, executing stored procedures, capturing database changes using Change Data Capture, CDC, and the MySQL binary log, bin log. After retrieving the required data, SKYVVA Agent performs the integration processing. It extracts the data, applies field mapping, transforms data formats, validates business rules, and prepares the records for Salesforce. Once the processing is complete, the agent sends the transformed data securely to Salesforce through the Salesforce API using create, update, or Upsert operations. For outbound integration, the process works in the opposite direction. SKYVVA Agent receives data from Salesforce, transforms it into the appropriate MySQL database structure, and writes the processed records back into the MySQL database. Step 3. Salesforce. Salesforce receives the processed data from the SKYVVA Agent through its APIs. Based on the integration configuration, Salesforce creates new records or updates existing ones. These records can include standard or custom Salesforce objects such as accounts, contacts, products, opportunities, or other business data. Once the records are successfully saved, they become immediately available for Salesforce users, reports, dashboards, automation processes, and business operations. For outbound processing, Salesforce can also act as the source system. SKYVVA Agent queries or retrieves data from Salesforce whenever outbound synchronization is required and sends it back to the MySQL database. Step 4. Complete data synchronization. Finally, SKYVVA Agent provides complete bidirectional synchronization between MySQL and Salesforce. For inbound integration, the agent retrieves business data from MySQL, transforms and validates it, and sends it to Salesforce to create or update records. For outbound integration, the agent retrieves data from Salesforce, transforms it according to the MySQL database structure, and writes the processed records back to MySQL. This enables both systems to remain synchronized while supporting reliable, secure, and automated data exchange in both directions. What you get? With SKYVVA Agent, you get a complete and reliable integration solution between MySQL and Salesforce. It supports bidirectional data flow, enabling seamless synchronization in both directions, while providing real-time and near-real-time integration through scheduled jobs and change data capture, CDC, using the MySQL binary log, binlog. The agent performs data transformation and field mapping to ensure compatibility between both systems, delivers secure and reliable data transfer with built-in validation and error handling, and offers comprehensive monitoring and logging for complete visibility into the integration process. Overall, SKYVVA Agent simplifies integration by automating data movement, maintaining data consistency, and ensuring that both MySQL and Salesforce remain synchronized efficiently. Now, we will show and explain how to set up the adapter and configure the interface. In this video, we will focus on MySQL Database. When we use the Database Adapter with MySQL Database, we can process data based on different business requirements, such as inbound processing, outbound processing, and other integration scenarios. In this video, we will show only the adapter setup and interface configuration. We will not demonstrate the actual processing or explain each scenario in detail. For a detailed explanation of the different processing scenarios, please visit our YouTube channel, where we have separate videos covering these topics. Here, you can see that we already have an existing inbound database adapter configured for MySQL Database. The database adapter supports many types of databases, such as Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Microsoft Access. In this video, we focus on MySQL Database. Depending on the business requirement, the database adapter can be used for different processing scenarios, such as inbound processing, where data is read from MySQL Database and sent to Salesforce, or outbound processing, where data is received from Salesforce and written to MySQL Database. Now, let's move on to the interface configuration. Here, you can see an existing inbound interface. This interface is linked to the inbound database adapter and is configured to use MySQL with the inbound database message type. For the operation type, we support several options, such as insert, upsert, update, delete, and more. You can select the appropriate operation type depending on your processing requirements and the type of data operation you want to perform. This is an inbound interface, which means that data comes from MySQL database into the integration process and can then be sent to Salesforce. If the interface is outbound, the data flow works in the opposite direction. Data is retrieved from Salesforce, sent through the integration process, and then written to MySQL database. The processing scenarios are explained in more detail in our separate videos on the SKYVVA YouTube channel. In this video, we are focusing only on an overview of MySQL database integration. In this video, we provided an overview of MySQL database integration with SKYVVA. By integrating MySQL with SKYVVA, organizations can easily connect their MySQL databases with Salesforce and exchange data between the two systems. This helps reduce manual data entry, improve data synchronization, and support a wide range of business integration requirements. The Database Adapter also provides flexibility by supporting multiple database types and various operation types, such as insert, update, upsert, delete, and query. This allows organizations to configure their integrations based on their specific business requirements. Summary. In this video, we provided an overview of integrating MySQL database with Salesforce using the SKYVVA Agent. We explained the overall integration architecture, the end-to-end data flow, and the core processing scenarios, including inbound and outbound integration, stored procedure execution, and change data capture, CDC, for real-time synchronization. We also demonstrated the database adapter and interface configuration, highlighting the supported operation types and how organizations can configure integrations based on their business requirements. By integrating MySQL with SKYVVA, businesses can automate data exchange, reduce manual effort, improve data accuracy, and maintain reliable synchronization between MySQL and Salesforce. Thanks for visiting our YouTube channel. See you in the next video.